So hello friends, welcome to this video. And in the previous video you have seen that we have used the RGB mask and extract the RGB code from those masks, and here are those RGB code. So in this video we are going to use this RGB code and that RGB mask and convert them into a class index mask. So this class index mask is basically used during training, where we replace the each RGB code with its specific class index value. So let's say we have this first RGB code 000, it basically represents background, so we're going to assign it a class index value 0, and likewise we're going to assign a value to each RGB code, and these are in sequences. So if it begin with 0, then next would be 1 2 3 4 5 till all the RGB code we have. So this is how it's going to work out. So now let's move on to the code, and for this video we're going to need two simple libraries, and those are NumPy and OpenCV. So first of all, let's me close this terminal, and we're gonna have our main statement here from where the execution start. So here's the main function, and here we have the RGB2 class. So here we have this proper RGB code and its respective class index. So it starts from 0 and it go till 19 because we have 20 classes in this data set. So now we need to read the image first. So here we're going to read the image, not the image, basically the mask. And let me show you again the mask. So this is the mask we are going to read. Okay, so our next function would be to convert this RGB mask into a class index mask. So let me write a function here. So this is our function RGB to index mask. It's going to take the RGB mask, and remember it's an RGB mask, so you're going to read it as an RGB, not a grayscale, or please don't leave it blank. I've seen many the groups and other chats that and other forum that OpenCV usually by default read image as BGR. So usually specify these and read the image as RGB, and then next it take RGB to class these values. Okay, so now let's move on to the code and implement it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to paste the entire code and we're going to understand its functionality. So it take RGB mask and RGB to class values. So first of all we need height and width from the RGB mask. Okay, because we need to create an empty class mask of same height and width where all the values by default would be 0, and if you see the RGB to class values, 0 represent background class. So that is why background is always assigned the class index 0, not any other value. Now you can see the effect if you change it. Let's say your background value is 10 and your 0 is assigned to any other object. So now when you create a class mask, all values would be that. So for our easier understanding, we say black color would represent background. Okay, and rest of the color would represent something, but black will always represent background, and same goes with the when you work with binary segmentation. So there also black represent background and the white, that is 255 255 255 if you're reading as RGB, or 255 if reading it as grayscale, would represent some object, that is foreground, the main object. But here in multiclass we have many RGB codes where you this 000 represent background. Okay, so now we have empty class mask, same as the RGB mask in term of height and width, and we have filled it with zeros. Now we're going to loop over our RGB to class and we get RGB code and its class. So now what we're going to do, we're going to use NumPy for function. What it's going to do is going to take the RGB mask and have an operation and compare it with the RGB code, okay, on the last axis. So what is going to do, if in any place RGB code matches, it's going to give a true value. If it does not match, it's going to give a false. So it's going to give you a binary kind of mask where 0 represent background and 1 would represent that specific class with that specific RGB code. So it's going to be a mask kind of. Let me just do one thing. Let me print it here so you can easily see it match. Okay, and I'll write a break here. Let's run it without any error. Okay, so you can see false means 0, true means 1. So true represent that this specific RGB code has been found here. So it says true. So it's 1 in normal language, and false represents 0. So it's a binary mask. If you want, I can do one specific thing for you. All we can say, let's do some trick here and just visualize it. Match equals to match dot. Let's try to change this data type to np dot assign integer 8. Okay, spelling mistake. I hope my code is right, because even I forget how to change that data type sometime. And we can save it temporarily. We can say match.png. We can say match. Okay, there's some error. It says G type boolean type is not available. Maybe it's ASTYP. That might, yeah. So this is a mistake. So now match png. Okay, one mistake. I need to multiply it by 255. So it only has two values, 0 and 1. 0 if multiplied by 0 would remain 0. But if it multiplied by 255, it became 255. So that's the advantage here. We're going to run this program. So now 0 remains 0 and 1 became 255. Here you can see that one specific class represented by the specific RGB is now here. It basically creates a black and white mask. You can see now we here this match is used. Let me just remove this part of code from here, and now you can see with this class mask we put this match, and we say wherever it is true, replace the 0 with this class ID. So and it iterate over all the RGB code and class index, and we get our class mask. So this is how it works. This is the logic behind it. So now what we're going to do, we're going to save it as an image, as a PNG image, and see how the class index would look like. So our this index is saved with, oh, my mistake, should be, now we would get our class index. Okay, we got our class index. Let me show you. Here it is the class index. So we are not able to see everything that good, but this would be used by model during training. This is not for us to see, but still we can see some values, something inside it. We can analyze that this is human, this is some object, these inside they are building, because we have already seen the RGB mask. So maybe that is why. So this is for the model, because model needs specific index number. Class A does not recognize anything. It works with number, so it needs proper number, and the proper number are class indexes starting from 0 till 19. So this entire image, this class index mask.png image is filled with numbers starting from 0 till 19, and the model would understand it, calculate loss function, improves things. And when your model is trained, now you're going to give it some random image from the same data set or nearly same, and you're going to get a prediction which is of this form. Okay, because model is going to give you class indexes only, not any random RGB code. So now our next task would be convert this class index mask back to RGB, so that we human can easily see it. Because if I give you this image and say this is how our performance would look, and compare it with ground truth, whereas the ground truth is in RGB and this is in grayscale, so there's no comparison. It does not make any sense. So now our task is to convert this class index mask back to RGB. So let's do that in the next part of the code. Yeah. So next part would be convert this RGB, no, the class index into RGB. So what we have done, we have reverse is RGB. Now we have class index first, then the RGB. Let me print it for you so that you can see class to RGB. You can see first we have indexes, then RGB. Just a simple thing. Now we have another function named class to, no, the function name is index to RGB mask. It take class mask, this class mask, and the class to RGB. Now let's move on to its implementation. How it work? It's the same logic like we have in the above. First of all, we need height and width. Then we create an RGB mask with the same height, width, but this time we have three channels because we want to create a RGB mask or RGB image. Okay, so and here the entire RGB mask is filled with 0. So now this is it would represent background, the black color. Now again we iterate over the class to RGB, we get class ID and RGB code in each iteration. So we use the same logic here as the above. We take class mask and we try to match it with the class ID. If it matches at that specific place in the RGB mask, please replace it with a specific RGB code. And when you iterate it over all the class index and the RGB code, you get your RGB mask. So this is how it would work. The logic is same in both the functions. Now let's try to save it and see how well it look. Let me replace the code here. Okay, so things are done now. Let me show you. Where's the image? Did something? Again, see, copy pasting cause these errors, and I'm thinking where's that image is not saved. And here's the RGB mask. So here's the RGB mask which we have converted from class index mask. Let me make it a little bit big. So now you can compare it with the original mask. Let me make it a bit big also. So you can see both of the image looks good and nearly identical, maybe 99.999, maybe few pixel here and there, some value change, but it should not. But still I am thinking that maybe, because you can't be 100% sure of anything. Maybe some of you might analyze these images and say there is some pixel which haven't remains the same, comes the same. So these look nearly identical. So that's the aim of the video, to make you understand how to convert RGB mask to class index mask and then reverse it. So I hope this part of code might be useful in your project which is related to multi-class segmentation. So I'm making this video and the previous video, maybe a video after this also, and after that I'll make a detailed video on the multi-class segmentation, because these multi-class segmentation is important. And even initially I faced some issues, especially with this RGB code. How do we get these RGB code if we don't have in the data? And then how do we convert these RGB code into class index? This is another piece of thing that has given me a lot of problem. Okay, but now things are a bit clear. So I thought the problem which I have faced, maybe you might have also faced, so I thought to share it with you all. So that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. And if you learned something new, please make sure to share it with your friends, in your groups, with your friends. And make sure you like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more such videos. Thank you. Have a nice day.